There are several reasons to never date a man with kids. Believe it or not, they actually have more to do with you than him. You may be perplexed and questioning how you could be the common denominator when it comes to his kids. Well, if so, this video is for you because I'll be discussing 3 proven reasons to never date a man with kids. If you're self-centered and believe the world revolves around you, it's best to never date a man with kids. I'm married with 3 kids and have to check myself when I start getting into a selfish mindset because it will ultimately lead to chaos. It adds an entirely new level of destruction if your mode of operation is selfishness and you begin dating a man with kids. Dads are extremely protective, and if they're committed to taking care of their kids at all costs, you would be setting yourself up for failure by even entertaining dating a guy with these types of responsibilities. Being a good father is one of the most selfless things anyone can be. Do you really think that a great dad would invest time in a woman who's all about herself with no regards for his children? Don't kid yourself, no pun intended. Relationships bring on added stress and their own set of problems. Dating a man with kids and being self-centered will increase the tension and create a wedge between your man and the kids. Children demand a lot of attention and time. The relationship between you and a single dad would never be all about you and him. You must see yourself as part of the entire group and make healthy decisions that include every member of the family. This is the only way that things will work out for the betterment of the relationship. It's okay to be somewhat selfish as an adult at times, but if you feel like you need to be the number one priority at all times, I recommend you to never date a guy with kids. Another reason to never date a guy with kids if you don't like kids. It's not that you believe that kids are despicable and of no value, but if you've decided to never have kids of your own and you don't want to tolerate kids, then it's best to stay clear of being in a relationship with a man who has kids. Let's face it, kids can be bratty, whiny, and the list goes on and on. I know because I have 3. They're not always respectful and nice. They wear their emotions on their sleeves like a lot of us adults. And if you don't like kids, don't invest your time and energy in a man who has kids. The more time you spend with him and his kids, the more jealousy and disdain will be built, which will not end well. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or pressure you into pretending to like kids if you find a man attractive and he happens to have kids. This is just to make you aware of the destruction that is bound to take place. There's also no reason to pretend that you're willing and able to potentially become a stepmom if you know in your heart that you'd rather not be in a relationship involving kids. He will more than likely see through the BS immediately and be repulsed by the thought of you. Think about your interaction with other kids, such as any nieces or nephews you may have. How are your actions towards them? Is there a longing in your heart to have the opportunity to raise kids? If not, this is a sign that you should spare any future pain and anxiety upon yourself and a future partner by getting into a relationship that would involve a kid or multiple kids. You have to be brutally honest with yourself and not be persuaded into doing something that you know will not work out in the future for yourself and others. The third reason to never date a man with kids if you're insecure. Now listen, we're all insecure at times and are a work in progress. But if your insecurities have not been examined and you think that he's going to cater to your every need and 100% neglect his kids, then you are highly delusional. Now mind you, this video is specifically talking about fathers who are involved in their kids' lives. I'm not talking about deadbeat dads who could care less about being in their kids' lives. So let's not confuse the two. And more than likely, if the two of you continue the relationship, you're going to eventually have to interact with the kid's mother. Again, this is on the premise of if the mother has not completely abandoned the kids or unfortunately passed away. So no matter how insecure you are, those insecurities will be exposed if you have not come to a place of healing and understanding. Other people will impact the relationship in addition to the kid's mother. You may have to interact with the kid's grandparents who absolutely despise you. If this happens, best believe that you will need to see yourself in a high regards and not allow any type of low self-worth to play a role in the relationship. You just never know what the dynamics will be like when you're dealing with kids, ex-in-laws, and extended family members. It can be very nerve-wracking to an insecure woman dating a man with kids, so I want you to be mindful of this. You may be more likely to form resentment and unnecessary jealousy towards his ex if you don't agree with their interaction, which will eventually cause chaos and a rift in the relationship. Another byproduct of your insecurities could be competing with the kids and ex, trying to make sure you're number one in his life. So are you currently faced with a dilemma when it comes to dating a man with kids? Or maybe you've experienced this before in your past. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And also, your free 1-hour breakthrough session is only an email away. Contact me now at lifecoachjscott@gmail.com. Until next time, be safe and take care. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Please be sure to check this one out right over here, and I'll see you then. So the metaverse is coming. So what exactly is the metaverse, and how will it completely change the landscape of dating? Recently, Mark Zuckerberg announced that Facebook would be changing